thinking we need to get. I just first of all, I wanted to apologize. I'm sorry I sound like shit to all our listeners. Sniffling and I've been coughing here and there for the past week or so, 2 weeks. I think it's just my allergies acting up now. But yeah, I've had this pretty terrible congestion for a while, ever since getting sick. And also my lung collapsed recently.
Damn. How'd that happen?
You know, maybe I was sitting in a shower or screamed a little too hard in the car. Kind of just happens. Have I ever told you about this?
Doesn't this happen like every year?
No. Have I ever told you how I sometimes scream in the car?
I don't think so.
Do you ever do that? When you're like driving all alone in your car? Scream at the top of your lungs?
And I would be honest, I actually don't think I ever have.
You've never heard what your like max scream sounds like?
No, like dead ass, no. I think the last time I did that when I was like 10. Probably.
Okay, so sometimes, not often,
Yeah.
very rarely when I'm like in the car by myself.
Yeah.
No one else in the car.
Yeah.
And no, like wide open road, no other cars near me, no houses near me. I like to scream at the top of my lungs. Like the most blood-curdling, I'm about to get murdered scream of my life.
Like out of like anger or happiness?
No. Cause you don't hear your like max scream ever.
Oh, just out of curiosity.
Exactly, yeah. You know?
Okay.
Like you don't know what you're like, cause just imagine like, what if you get murdered sometime?
Yeah.
God forbid. You only get that scream once.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, what if that's like a horrible scream, you know?
I don't even think about that way.
Yeah, I think about that kind of stuff.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I don't do this often.
Yeah.
It's like...
But that's how your lung collapsed?
No.
Oh, okay.
My lung just randomly collapsed. But yeah, I don't do this often, just like once or twice a year or something.
Damn.
Yeah, but anyways, welcome to this week's episode of Catch Up with Kai and Cohen. I'm Kai.
And I'm Cohen.
And what have you been up to this week, man?
Well, we went to a birthday party.
We did.
And then, yeah, other than that, just working. Nothing really new. Actually, by the way, this wasn't really that recent, but we won that volleyball
we did.
championship. I have your T-shirt, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
That's all I got to you. But anyways, what are you up to other than that?
What have I been up to? I mean, I've been sick. Aside from that, not really much. Play some Roblox recently.
Oh, yeah?
yeah. I've been trying to, so for a while now. So I got into Roblox like years ago. This is so strange as like a late 20s, like I'm turning 30 this year.
Yeah.
But I got into Roblox like in my mid 20s.
Yeah.
Purely because the games are awesome, man. The games are so fun. And I think I've like tried to get you to play.
Yeah.
Before I've like mentioned it.
Yeah.
I've been trying to like get a couple of our friends.
Yeah.
To play Roblox. And I did. I got a couple guys to play.
Yeah.
Like a couple nights ago. It was pretty fun. Pretty sick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I remember you trying to convince me to play.
Yeah.
I did try. Like, there's a lot of games. But yeah.
It's just there's so much on there. Sometimes it's hard to find the good stuff.
Yeah.
But when you do, there's like so many diamonds in the rough.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, totally. Like Roblox is 100% the future.
Have you been playing League recently?
No, not at all, actually. Yeah, I pretty much stopped playing League. It's been years now since I played. Well, like, I'll play, like... So there's, like, this fun mode called, like, ARAM, which is basically, like, Mario Party for League.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll play that sometimes with, like, some of our friends.
Yeah.
But even that's, like, maybe, like, once a week.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
I don't really, like... Yeah, I don't grind at all anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't done that for, like, years at this point.
Like, what's your relationship with League? I know it's, like a lifelong kind of story, but, like...
Yeah, it's a very long story. So... Right now, it's I have no relationship with League whatsoever.
Like, you have no animosity, no, like, no specific attitude towards the game?
No, that's different. I definitely have, maybe not, I don't have, I mean, I guess I don't have, like, the greatest feelings. I mean, I do have tons of great feelings about League. I had a great time playing. It was, like, my source of income throughout my 20s and stuff. So I'm happy for that. Mm-hmm. But there's always gonna... Maybe not always, but at least for now, there's a part of me that was like, man, should have been different, you know? I even now, I feel like maybe if some things had gone differently, my experience or, like, career with League could have been pretty different. Yeah. Yeah, it was a pretty long career. I mean, I chased being a pro for 8 years, basically, from around 2015 to 2023.
I remember, yeah.
So I didn't really talk about this much when I first talked about League, I kind of glazed over all of the struggles I faced.
Like what specific struggles were?
So many, many. So many struggles that were specific to me, and so many struggles that would be common among anyone else.
Like in League or just in general?
Someone that would be following my journey.
Okay.
So like someone that's just like playing the game to play the game, they're not really gonna feel any of this stuff because they don't think about it at all. They don't need to.
Yeah.
But someone trying to go pro, you have so many other things that need to go right. For example, there needs to be a way to go pro, like a path for someone to go pro. Like if you look at traditional sports, people will often take a route something like they'll start off maybe playing in middle school, they'll join like clubs or something like that, go into high school, play on the high school team or try out for the high school team, and then they'll go into more clubs and then university, and that's how they eventually end up feeding into the pro system. There's like a direct pipeline.
Yeah.
To go from a complete amateur to a professional. And as a player in North America, that is not there at all for League of Legends. It is there for other places like Europe and Korea. Like they've got pretty fantastic, maybe not fantastic, but they have some legitimate pipeline there, for players to start off as amateurs and then work their way up to professional. But there's really nothing like that in North America. Yeah, you just the main way to get noticed is you just grind the ladder, which is like the ranked leaderboard.
Yeah. So when teams just look at that leaderboard and just...
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
So there's like a bunch of tiers.
Yeah.
I'll just focus on the top one, which is called Challenger.
Yeah, I remember, yeah.
And there are only 300 players in Challenger.
Like it's like
time.
Yeah, it's like a fixed amount.
Yes,
yeah, okay.
a fixed 300. The top 300 players in the region, those 300 are Challenger.
But they're not all pros.
No. Yeah, because there's only 50 pros and there's 300 slots. And a lot of the time, pros don't have well, maybe not the time, maybe not the drive, but they don't play a lot of solo queue in the first place. Like, they don't play, like, the normal ranked mode. So sometimes, like, there's not even a lot of pros or not even all the pros are in Challenger.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so, and so right now there's 300, but in the past there used to be even fewer slots.
Yeah.
Like, a couple of years ago, there was only 200 slots, and then even before that, when Challenger first became a thing, there was only 50 slots.
Mm-hmm.
And this was, I think it was 2013.
Yeah.
So even back then, when there was only 50 slots, I was one of those 50 slots when it was incredibly difficult to get up there. So I had been on this path for super long. Started out in, I started being good at League in like 2013, 2014.
Mm-hmm.
But I started chasing this dream around 2015.
Yeah. So then, say you're in that top 50. Wouldn't that make it easy for you to get scouted by teams for you to go pro?
I thought so, but I never found that to be the case. A lot of it was like to get scouted. So I don't exactly know how many teams have like actual scouts looking through these like challenger games, high ranked games, seeing like who's good and stuff. I know there was like maybe one team that was like actively doing it, but there was like not much of an effort made from professional teams to like scout out rookies. Historically in North America, that's been the case. Yeah. And it was kind of just on like the onus was kind of just like on us players to make something of ourselves. We just have to like stand above and beyond, head and shoulders above our peers, and that is the way to get noticed. Have you heard I'm sure you have. There's like these birds. Yeah, these birds that like nest on these like cliffs, like super super high cliffs. Okay. Yeah, and then when they have babies, they need food, right? But there's no food on these cliffs, and the baby birds, they can't fly. They're like 1 month old. They need food and they can't fly. And this specific, I forgot what bird it is. It's like some kind of goose or something. You know how birds like this like totally random. Sorry about this, but you know how birds like feed their kids like from like mouth to mouth and shit. Yeah. So this specific bird, they can't do that. So the baby's got to eat on their own. Yeah. So and then their like eating spot, like their grass area, is like a mile flight away, right? So anyways, these baby birds, they can't fly yet. They got to jump off the cliff, and it's like a 400-meter tall cliff. Yeah. And like somehow survive this fall and then like make a 1 mile trek on foot to their fucking like grass patch so they can eat. That was us, you know. And you know what the mortality rate for those birds are? It's 50%. 50% of those fucking chicks die, and our mortality rate was higher than that. You know, 50% of us aren't making it. That's what I'm saying. You know.
Because you're saying it's just luck then. At that point, I mean, like at that highest degree or tier of that realm of gaming, after that, the way you make it is just luck.
Yeah, I would say a lot of luck is involved. I mean, it feels kind of like a loser's mentality to be saying this. But like, how do you rationalize it?
To blame it on luck?
Yeah.
I mean, but luck is a skill too, though.
Yeah. How do you quantify that? I guess like as a player, you can't you can't really quantify your luck. So I guess you don't really think about it much. Or at least I don't think about it much.
Yeah.
But like from an outside perspective, you know, if someone was telling me a story that I'm telling right now, or at least if I was judging my journey from an outside perspective, of course I didn't do everything right. You know, there was like tons of things I could have done better. There was tons of forks in the road where I might have chosen like the wrong path. But still, like, it sure wasn't fucking easy, you know? Like, I didn't know what path I was supposed to follow, and no one knows what path they're supposed to follow. There's no guidance whatsoever unless you just happen to be, like... I mean, even if you were, like, a superstar in North America, you don't have it easy, you know? No one really notices, no one really cares. There's, even though North America isn't the best, the competition in North America is so intense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of wild.
There's just so many layers to this, you know, because when I say, like, the competition in North America is so intense, it sounds like I'm just saying, like, oh, players in North America are really good. That's not the case. The reason the competition in North America is so intense is because a lot of people come from overseas to play in North America. Like, a lot of Korean players and a lot of Chinese players and a lot of European players.
Yeah.
They'll come and play in the North American leagues. They'll get contracted by teams. And every single spot that's taken away from a non-North American player is like, you know, one fewer spot that I have left to compete for. You know, so uniquely, this is completely unique to North America. Even though there's a league in North America, in Europe, in Korea, in China, those are the major regions. This problem is specifically unique to North America, where the competition for spots is not regional, it's global. People around the world are competing for this specific spot. Yeah. Compared to, like, no one from North America is going to get a spot in Korea, no one from North America is going to get a spot in China.
Right,
you know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just, like, another level of... Another barrier that's just, like fucking bullshit, you know?
But then when you say there's only 50 challenger spots back then...
Yeah.
And there's 50 pros, isn't that 1-to-1 for...
Yeah, it is 1-to-1, but you know, teams don't exactly value like the number one. And it's not just teams; it's like pretty much everyone. Like the number one ranked player on the ladder, he's probably not actually the number one player. He's probably the one that is like really, really good, one of the best, obviously. But just right now, he's like has the most time to play, or like he's gone on like a lucky streak, or he's like really figured out something else right now. It's very rare to have the number one ranked player actually be the number one like actual player.
Also, how do the teams find like good players then? Like if it's not for like, just the leaderboard.
So the leaderboard is it's like a basic test, you know. Like if you can't even get to challenger, like then you have no business in the pro scene anyway.
I see, yeah.
Yeah, so that's like the initial test that you gotta pass, and then after that's like now you're like one of the candidates, one of the possible candidates. There's still like a shit ton of candidates, but now you're even in the realm of possibility. You've got like a 1% chance. Now you got 99% of the rest of the work to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So that's just only like a fraction of what you need to do.
Yeah.
To become pro.
That's what the people that have no connections have to do. The people that aren't friends with pros. In my opinion, there's like a massive nepotism issue. And
really?
Yeah, totally. You know, in League of Legends, I mean, nepotism extends to friendship, right? It's not just like familial. Yeah. I truly think there's like a huge nepotism issue in North America, and I mean, I've experienced it firsthand. I've like talked to. There's two specific team owners that I've talked to and had like conversations about pro players. I mean, okay, so there's like one crazy thing I'll say.
Yeah.
So, you know, there was like this one team owner that was like ended up getting like fairly close to.
Yeah.
Like a couple of years ago, he would like consult me about players that he was thinking to add on his team.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you met me like this year. What do you mean you're like, just because I'm a high ranked player, you're like asking for my opinion on like who you should spend millions of dollars to sign on your team?
But,
like,
I mean, well, that's not nepotism.
No, that's not nepotism. That's not nepotism. But once I experienced that, I was like, what the fuck is this?
Oh, you're saying like there's like no standards, basically.
Yeah. Like what is this? This is like high school dudes picking out who to pick on their fucking dodgeball team or some shit.
Yeah.
I was like so blown away, and it was like I was like friends with the guy. So, but internally I was like seething. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? This is like the kind of shit that you guys have been doing while I've been like working my ass off for years trying to like,
I see. That's
get
fair.
somewhere. Yeah.
I wonder though. I feel like that's like probably the case for a lot of like fields though.
You think so?
Yeah, not just gaming. Oh no, I guess no. I take that back because I feel like there needs to be some degree of like skill though.
Yeah.
For example, like expertise, and then after that, I feel like it's just like once again basically luck. That's what I'm saying. Like, which like connections technically can fall under luck as well.
Yeah, I totally agree. And where the nepotism comes in is so two different things. Well, mainly it's like actually just like pro players and people involved in the scene. They'll like constantly bring in their friends that are like good enough, like they're like challenger.
Yeah.
But without a doubt, there's like more deserving people that should be getting these chances. But like these people, because they're friends with pro players or analysts or team owners, they'll like skip the queue. Yeah. And they'll like actually get a legitimate shot, not even like a tryout, like a legitimate shot in the pro leagues or like semi-pro leagues. Yeah. And that's like a luxury not afforded to people that truly deserve it. So that's where nepotism comes in.
So who are the people who truly deserve it, if not these people who already are challenger?
I would say the people. No. I would say it's the people that truly are challenger. The ones that are grinding solo queue, practicing super hard. And when you play with like, when I play with people, I've played with tons of pros. I've played with tons of solo queue players. I played at least like 20, 30 games with like every pro player that's played in North America. Yeah. Like at least that amount of games. And that's like a decent amount of games to like figure out how like relatively someone's like, where they're at. Yeah. It's pretty rare for me to play against a pro player and be like, wow, that's like definitely the best guy I've played in this situation. Like, that's super rare. It's much more common for me to be like find someone that I have never heard of before. Yeah. And they're like playing some like random ass character and they like whoop my ass. Yeah. And I'm like, damn, this guy is like really fucking good. Yeah. Compared to pro players, they're just like they have like a consistency drilled into them. Yeah. That everyone needs drilled into them once they become pro. Oh, I see. Like the ability to like play safe and not make mistakes and not fuck up. Yeah. I think there's like tons of players in solo queue that are just baseline way more compared to some pros. Yeah, like way more skilled, way more skilled, but they just don't get the shot. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but that's reality.
What about Faker?
He's the best, without a doubt. There has never been someone like this guy. I haven't really played much like other games competitively, just League, but I find it hard to believe that someone could do what Faker does in like even other games. Yeah. Like this guy's like literally turns water into wine. Yeah. Like there was like, and he's so Faker is exactly my age. When he became a pro, when he was 17 years old, and he played in his first World Championship that year. Yeah. And growing up watching Faker, I was always a fan, big fan. Yeah. Like from the beginning. Yeah. But then as I started to get really good at League and started thinking about having a career as a pro player, it like really fucked with me mentally. Seeing Faker be as good as he was. Yeah. Because it's like this is someone that's like my age. Yeah. And he's at the very, very top already. Yeah. He's already become a world champion. Yeah. And he's my age. He is my peer. Yeah. This is something that is since he's done it, maybe this is something that should be expected of me even. Yeah, so it was like some days it would be really, not even days, like sometimes like long stretches of days or weeks or something. It would be like so demoralizing and difficult, just like sucking ass in North American solo queue, like trying my hardest just to get somewhere. Meanwhile, he's like on top of the world, like doing everything. And I say that as like not out of spite or anything like that. It's purely as just like I'm a huge fan, and it was just difficult to accept the difference in us. Yeah. Because there is a difference in us. He is clearly much better than I am. Yeah. And like there's so many times where I've seen Faker play, and I have to admit, like every time I'll admit, like I could not do that. Like I would never see this. I would never make it happen. Like I can't conceive myself conceiving that thing that he just did.
Yeah.
So yeah, massive wall, but thankfully Faker is the only wall that I've seen like this.
Really?
Yeah, there's never been anyone else ever where I was like, okay, this guy's better than me. I can't do that.
Oh, really? Eh?
Yeah. That's why I've like always had so much confidence and belief in myself.
Yeah.
Because whenever I've watched any other player do something,
Yeah.
I've always been like, yeah, I can do that. I can see myself doing that. I while this was happening in my head, I reacted to this properly. I thought of the right things to do as this was happening, so I can do this. This is not like insurmountable to me.
Mm-hmm.
But then when I see Faker do something and it's just like, holy shit, there were like so many steps ahead that you had to think to do this. And it's just like, and he's done it so many times that I can't be like, this guy's getting lucky. It's just impossible for you to be lucky this many times.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Truly an enigma. He's so amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And an amazing role model too. Like,
yeah.
super good. Always talking about, being frugal and being smart with your money, being smart in general, being kind.
Yeah. So then, throughout those 8 years, like when you were trying to go pro,
Yeah.
did you ever feel, as the years went by, I gotta dial in, I'm running out of time, like I'm losing opportunity, I might not make it? Were you getting these thoughts of doubt and overall panic year by year?
That came in eventually, but it was all kind of sudden. It wasn't like a gradual thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so while I was like super focused on league, for most of it I just focused on getting better, consistently like believed in myself, just like blind belief, undying belief. I just knew that I could do it. I just had to keep working hard, keep working harder. Those I felt like an imposter every now and then.
Yeah.
But that was completely unrelated. It was just like whatever I had decided to do in my life, I would have like this imposter syndrome where it would be like, clearly I was good every year. I was getting to high rank and challenger, but then it would be like, I might like get sick for a week or something, or like go on vacation, take a break basically.
Yeah.
And then I would come back and I wouldn't play as well, and I would like start panicking, and I'd be like, holy shit, this is how good I actually am. I was lucky all those other times. Like,
I see.
Yeah, so I'd get like crazy imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
But it would only last for like 2 weeks, and then like focus up, and then get back to winning and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, those were the only kinds of really doubts I had.
Yeah.
For a long time, but then maybe like around post COVID. I mean, it was in 2023 that I decided that I made the final decision. Like, that was my last attempt. Now I'm gonna go back to a normal life.
Yeah.
But I think I made that decision quite fast. It was like within like half a year. I started thinking about stopping, and then within that half a year, I stopped.
How did that feel?
I mean, I think I'm still processing it, to be honest.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, you devoted 8 years into this, and then you make that decision. It must be. I mean, I'm imagining it as. It probably felt like your whole world was collapsing.
Yeah, it did. Cause like when I decided to give up on like this league thing, like I had like my relationship at the time was ending, as like things weren't going well either.
Yeah.
So there was like a lot of stuff to happen at once, and it was almost like having an identity crisis again.
Literally, yeah, quite literally.
Yeah, so actually, what was the big thing that I think led me to making this decision to give up was, so I've always been very, very close to my oldest sister. I have 2 sisters.
Yeah.
But my oldest one, I've always been very, very close to her. And all of my gaming basically started with her. Like when I was like a baby, we would like be playing Super Mario on the SNES and stuff, and then got older, started playing Pokemon with her, and then that mutual game that you and I played, Fly for Fun.
Yeah.
I started that because of her.
Yeah.
So she's always been like a massive like friend to me, playing video games, massive support to me playing video games. I mean, it's not like support was like necessary when we were kids. It was mostly just like I wanted to play games. Parents didn't want to let me play games too much, so my sister was like, let him play games, blah blah blah, stuff like that. But then once I became good at League, she
Wait, did she ever play League?
She did, yeah.
Oh, she did. Okay.
She started playing after I started playing, like a couple of years after. She like tried it out and she liked it. But yeah, she was a really big support system for me. Basically, my entire support system.
Throughout this process.
Yes.
Yeah.
So like obviously like my friends like you guys who supported me.
Yeah.
But it's like a different level because, you guys didn't have nearly as much insight into my life.
Yeah.
Compared to my sister, she saw everything, all the struggles that I was going through on a daily basis, like if it affected me, how it affected me, things at home, for example, like stuff with my parents. She saw all of that too, and even like even after seeing like everything that was all the struggles that I faced, she would still encourage me to like keep pushing on and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So she was like a massive support system for me throughout the whole time.
Yeah.
And then eventually, I think it was around 2023 or maybe a little bit earlier than that, out of the blue, she had never done this before, but out of the blue, she like started talking about university to me.
Yeah.
And then that made me start thinking like, is she like dropping hints for me? Like, is she giving me a sign or something?
Yeah.
Never really asked about it, but I think like subconsciously I kind of took it as like her saying like, you should like start thinking about university.
Were you offended?
Was I offended? I don't think so. I don't think, because I think I just take what she says to heart.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not always. Like we've argued, and in those moments, I don't take what she says to heart.
Yeah,
But
that's
like,
true.
but like during times like this, I really considered what she was trying to say, and I thought maybe it would be like hard for her to like outright say it, but maybe that is what she wanted to say.
Yeah.
So I think at that point, maybe I started thinking about going back to school.
Mm-hmm.
And then at some point, so I went back to school full time, but before that, I don't know if I told you, but I was actually doing university part time as well, taking like only one course per semester.
I think you did tell me. Yeah.
Yeah. So before I went to full time, that was like my first step into going back to university, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I started taking, so like after that conversation with her, then I started taking part time classes, and eventually I think it was sometime 2023, end of 2023, I think I just went back to school full time.
Yeah. So then, what is still there for you to process this now at this current present time?
I think what there's left for me to process is that I felt like I was born to do this.
Yep.
What's left to process is accepting that not maybe. I think I need to come to terms with this not being what I was born to do. But like that's not so bad,
Mm-hmm.
because I wasn't born to like be great at this, I still believe that I was born to be great at something.
Yeah.
And I just need to find what that is and like be the best in the world at that.
Okay. Yeah. That's fair. Yeah.
But it is, of course, it is difficult. Like thinking that you had it all figured out and then suddenly like realizing you don't have it figured out at all.
Mm-hmm.
So that is definitely difficult, and I feel grief.
Yeah.
Almost, but not because I was like so in love with League and I wanted that to be my job. I feel grief more so because I felt so secure and confident before, and felt like I had like a path set in front of me, and I was like so sure I was on that path, and now I don't have that same confidence of knowing where I'm going anymore. So that's where my grief is. But once I find that, I mean, I'll be chilling.
Because League was essentially your identity.
It was.
And if you're confident about League, you yourself was confident. But now you're saying you had a crisis because this world has collapsed at everything that you knew, and therefore your confidence is essentially shattered.
I don't know if you noticed, but it has.
I mean, you've been telling me, you know what I mean, like, because we had this chat, and I was saying like, I always thought of you as confident, like, throughout like school and up until now. I still do, but then you were saying that no, that your confidence has went down quite a bit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, like, from the way I like objectively, just based on image and what you say, I still think the confidence has remained the same. But I can definitely see why you feel like your self-esteem has gone down.
Yeah. So before when you saw me as like that really confident person, that was like 100% legit. I was super confident. I believed in like literally all the like I used to say like so much stupid shit back then, but I was so confident in myself. I didn't second guess myself. Like I just like believed it.
Yeah.
Like totally brazen stuff. Like dude, what kind of, like, some 17-year-old kid saying, like, he's gonna be a world champion, that's, like, ridiculous, you know? He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. But, like, I believe that, and I said it all the time. And like, everything I did, I was confident. And now, I'm sure it's kind of noticeable, but, like, on the outward, I can still be that, on the outside, I can still be that confident guy.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it would be harder for me not to be that person and have people asking me, like, oh, like, what happened? Like, why aren't you... Like, why'd you change?
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
What happened? Like, confronting that is more difficult to me than just pretending to be confident still.
Yeah.
So, yeah, on the outside, like, I can still do it.
Well,
But internally, I have a lot more... I ask myself a lot more questions.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. Well, I mean, at the end of the day,
Yeah.
do you regret it?
I don't regret it, but, for example, so you had your thing with music.
Yeah.
And... Did you say given the opportunity, if you could be, like, secure with everything, you would go back and do it, right? If you had, like, a guarantee of security and all that stuff?
Like, if I were to make, like, a secure amount of money doing music, and there's sustained stability,
yeah,
I would do music over my current job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Normal,
I mean...
9-to-5 job, yeah.
Yeah, like, me too. You know, if I could, like, guarantee that everything was going to be okay,
Yeah.
I would go back to do it. But I think the big thing behind me, like, stopping was it became more and more risky.
Yeah.
You know, because I made the decision to quit when I was around 27. And as a 27-year-old breaking into the pro scene, like, it's happened before. I just think of, like, there was this one guy in Korea, he did, like, his military service and then came back to, like, join the pro league, like, super late. I think he was 27 at the time. And he was, like, okay, he, like, always got memed on and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's, like, it's been done before and maybe I could do it too.
Yeah.
But it sure is, like, risky, you know? What if, like, I keep chasing this for 4 more years, I end up 30, 31, and I'm still, like, at square one. You know?
Exactly.
And when as you get older and older, it's just people want to take less and less. Like, people already didn't want to take a chance on me when I was, like, 18, 19. Why the fuck would they take a chance on me when I'm 28, 29, you know?
That's fair.
But I mean, if I like knew that everything was gonna work out, then yeah, I would do it again, because, like, I loved it the whole time, had a great time.
Yeah, you know, time has passed, right? Like, would you rather have maybe invested that time in something else, for, like, direct that obsession to something maybe less difficult to attain, and then maybe if you went down that path, what you could have achieved may possibly have been higher or more fruitful.
I don't know what that other path would be, though.
That's fair.
Yeah, like, I know I wouldn't have gone, like, I definitely wouldn't have gone to university right away out of high school. I don't think.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I would have if I, like, sucked at this.
Yeah.
Maybe I would have just went into university, because I don't know what else I would do.
Yeah, that's fair. I guess that's not really a fair question, because you don't really have... Back then, you didn't really know what you were passionate about, other than...
I mean, it's a fair question, like... Because, like, back then, I don't even remember what I would have been... Like, at the start of high school, I'm sure I was thinking about going into something in university. But I honestly don't remember what it was that I was thinking about.
I mean, like, what was your childhood dream? Even up until junior high or high school.
I mean, I guess this is, like, kind of goes into my relationship with my parents, but I had, like, tons of dreams, but, you know, I mentioned before that academics were kind of pushed onto me. And it wasn't in the sense that, like, my parents pushed me to just, like, study hard and, like, work hard at whatever I do and, like, become good at whatever I wanted.
Yeah.
It was more like I had a very specific path that they wanted me to follow.
Yeah.
So it was, like, for example, when I was, like, one of the earliest things I remember was, like, I was, like, in love with airplanes.
Yeah,
and then I remember telling my parents, like, oh, I want to be an airplane pilot.
Yeah.
And then they were against that right away. They were like, nah, that's too dangerous.
What age?
I think I was like 4 or 5 or something.
Damn.
Like that. Yeah. They were like, nah, it's too dangerous. You can't be doing that.
Yeah.
So then I was like, okay, I guess. And then I got older. At some point, I got really into weather.
weather.
Yeah, like meteorology and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, true.
Like super fascinated by it. I think at this point I was like maybe 9 years old.
Yeah.
I remember these conversations so vividly. I was like sitting in the living room, my dad's watching TV. I tell him I love meteorology, and I specifically said the word meteorology.
That's a crazy word.
Yeah, because I was like proud of knowing the word meteorology, right?
Yeah.
But like I meant it. I really loved like tornadoes and thunderstorms and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Super into weather, and I told my dad I want to be a weatherman.
Yeah.
He's like,
and they said
nah, they make no money, son. You ain't doing that.
So what do they want you to become?
They wanted me to become an engineer.
Okay.
And you might be like, what else? No. They wanted me to become an engineer.
Right. I mean, yeah, no, because I bring that up because with Asian parents, they always say the 3 things, which is like doctor, engineer, lawyer.
Yeah.
But then they don't really specify like one specific thing, right? So I that was interesting for them to mention specifically engineer.
It was specifically engineer because my dad is an engineer.
Oh, I see.
And it was like those were the other options, doctor and lawyer, but those weren't pushed on me at all.
Yeah.
It was like engineer, that's what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
You're gonna study this, and you're gonna go to school, be just like your dad.
Yeah.
And shit like that.
That's so interesting because my dad he was an engineer.
Mm-hmm.
He pushed me away from engineering.
Really?
Yeah. So mine was more like the other 2.
Did you talk to your dad often about why you should not be an engineer?
Yeah.
Yeah, what did he say?
He was saying more like, his main thing was that, there's pressures at work. There's always like a higher up you have to follow their instructions or quote unquote orders. Stressful of meeting deadlines. Back then I was like sure, but then now looking at it, that's like all other jobs though. Yeah. So I guess like it doesn't really make sense to me now I'm looking at it, but those were his main concerns.
Yeah, I always think about like what is it that drives parents to guide their children in a certain direction, specifically about like this engineering thing when it's like, what's the difference if I'm an engineer for you?
Yeah.
What's the difference if you're like an engineer or like literally any other professional career?
Yeah. But it's I had a very similar experience. But it's almost like like I mentioned before, I thought my dreams were my parents' dreams, but then I later realized it's also eventually my dream as well.
Mm-hmm.
I got like the position I wanted, and I still enjoy it, so I don't regret it at all, but I could definitely see where you came from. How I feel like that's like a lot of immigrant families and their children's kind of expectations of how they grew up in a place like North America.
Yeah.
But
because it's like the reality of the situation is my parents did work hard, and I think they probably wanted me to work hard here too. But yeah, it's, for a kid it's a little too much.
Yeah. We went pretty deep, eh?
Yeah.
We went dove in and talked about some serious things.
Should we call it here?
What do you think?
I'm down to call it. Let's do it. Thanks for listening, guys. This has been whichever episode it was of Catch Up with Kai and Cohen. This has been Kai.
Yeah, this has been Cohen. But whoever's listening,
thanks a lot.
Thank you. Peace out.